Hello there from Blackpool Pleasure Beach. It's the end of April 2023 and we're back for what looks like to be a very quiet weekday, Mike.
Like that.
And if you're new to the channel, we'll do some introductions. I'm Scott.
I'm Mike.
And he's very clumsy.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we're here for a quiet day. We're actually going to be filming a couple of videos for the channel today, but this is the main vlog. We're going to do most of the rides that we can. We are, like I say, expecting it to be a very, very quiet day. We're not going on the ride behind us, Valhalla, although it does look like it's going to be open, but we are here in 2 weeks' time for the official sort of media day for Valhalla. Yeah. And on that day we'll probably do quite a lot of laps on it, so probably won't go on it today. Probably do the coasters and the dart rides and whatever we can today, really. Just might do a few.
We might actually go in coasters as well.
Yeah, we might do. We might do. We'll probably do stuff that we don't.
More about that later.
Yeah. We'll probably do a few things as well that we don't always do. But yeah,
it's a good day for getting probably the low capacity stuff.
Yes, definitely. Thing is, like, a lot of people have always asked us in our Pleasure Beach experience days, when's the best time to come to Blackpool Pleasure Beach? And I'd always say a weekday out of the school holidays, because this park is always very, very quiet. What you will find on days like this though is some rides, say like Big One, Icon and the Woodies, they will wait until there's a full train before they send it. However, when there's no queues, you really don't mind that. It's better than waiting an hour. Yeah. But one thing that you do sacrifice on a quiet day like this is park atmosphere, but we're not too bothered if we get lots of rides in. So yeah, we'll where are we going first?
I think Nickelodeon Street could be a good starting point, speaking of low capacity rides.
Let's do it then. Something else worth mentioning on these quiet weekdays is that Nickelodeon Land actually closes an hour early. So if the park's closing at 5, like it is today, then Nickelodeon Land, including Nickelodeon Street, will close at 4 o'clock. So that's another reason to come to it early. Now it looks like we're going to walk straight on this, which is something that you won't do in the summer. If you come to Blackpool Pleasure Beach on a busy Saturday, I would always recommend coming to Nickelodeon Street first, because an Avalanche, we'll get to that, but Nickelodeon Street first because it gets a massive queue, especially on a busy day. You'll be queuing an hour, 2 hours at least. So on a day like this, when there's no queues, you can probably do it a few times, but in the summer, when it's busy, come do it early, come do it first like we're doing now, because that'll probably be the only chance you get to do it at all. But yeah, we are walking straight on this.
Oh yeah!
Somebody switched the sun on. It's a bit bright at the minute. So we've been on Nickelodeon Street. We literally walked straight on it. There was all of 6 people in the train.
6 or 8 people.
Yeah. So I think that really does show how quiet it's going to be today. Good to get on it, probably the first train of the day. It must have been.
It looked like it, yeah, because it looked like it had been holding for a couple of minutes.
So luckily they didn't wait for a full train, because I think they'd have been waiting all day. It's that quiet around here, but yeah, it was Nickelodeon Street really, nothing different to what it normally does.
Next ride of the day, other one we've mentioned as being not a great capacity, is Avalanche.
Yeah.
You may have seen, I can't remember if we actually did a vlog that day, but last time we did this, we got here first day. It's quite hard going in and walking backwards, but we were like first train on. By the time we'd come off, there was like an hour's queue.
Yeah, I tell you when that was. That was oh, there we go.
There we go.
That was where we did Valhalla and nothing else pretty much in the video. Yeah, when it killed my phone. Yeah. Yeah. So it's get on Avalanche while we can.
Yeah. Guess what we won't be doing today?
Oh, Valhalla. Yeah. Who we might mention that already, you know.
One, because I don't want to kill these trainers yet.
No.
They're not dead yet.
It's more my phone I don't want to kill. Well, it's already done that actually. Yeah, it's looking like we'll be straight on. We've been on Avalanche. I got the front row. The rev's going to come past, to be really noisy. There we go. What did you make of Avalanche today?
Same old, same old.
Same old.
Really, it's quite a fun ride, isn't it?
I actually don't think it is same old, same old. I actually think it's getting rougher, and I'm not. I mean, like,
a bit.
I'm not moaning about it. I'm just saying I think it's not like unbearably rough. You know, it's not like a headbanger, because it couldn't be, but it's just a little bit bumpy.
It's starting to bounce.
Yeah, it's like driving on cobbles basically. It's a little bit bumpy.
Roads.
Yeah, I suppose it's rather than like bobsleighing, it just gives you the British motorway experience really. A bit bumpy, but yeah, there's a little bit of a rumour going around about Avalanche at the minute that it's going to be on one train all season. Now I don't know how true that is, but if it is true, then I honestly think Pleasure Beach needs to get like a sign or something outside it to let people know. Because even today, on a day that's really quiet, it's got a massive queue now. I think it's just, okay, Nickelodeon Street's always on one train as well. That handles it a little bit better than what Avalanche will. Because in some instances on Avalanche, you will have it where there is just 7 people on it. Now, if you think there's thousands of people in the queue, say even 1,000 people, and it's only moving 7 people every minute or every 2 minutes, that's a big queue, isn't it? It really is. So
that's not a lot of throughput.
No, it isn't. It's yeah,
210 people an hour.
Yeah.
It takes 2 minutes to go around and there's 7 people on it.
Ooh. Yeah, I definitely think that needs dealing with.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not been confirmed by Pleasure Beach, it could just be a rumour, but...
There is a telltale sign though. The queue line's been extended.
Queue line's been extended, and there is no other trains in anywhere in view of the ride. They're not in the transfer track or anything, there is just one train on the whole system, so I think that's quite telling. So hopefully Pleasure Beach can sort it out and get it onto you before the summer, but if not, I really do recommend doing it first when you get here. Normally I would say Nickelodeon Street, but get on Avalanche first. Yeah, Avalanche then Nickelodeon Street, because if it's on one train all year, that's a bit of a nightmare scenario.
Like I said, just in the walk-up before we did it, we were on the very first train a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
By the time we'd come off it, granted we were there at the entrance probably 10 to 15 minutes before it opened.
Yes.
By that point it already had a 20-minute queue. By the time we'd walked round the queue line, been up, on and off, I reckon it was an hour, probably more.
The worrying thing...
And that's in 10 minutes after opening.
The worrying thing is, that is 3 out of 10 coasters with only one train. Obviously, Revolution, you can't help it, but Nickelodeon Street and Avalanche...
Probably for next year, second train on Revolution.
Shut up, mate. It is something that needs sorting, because you can't have like 3 coasters with one train permanently and then steeplechase with its little capacity, so definitely an issue that needs sorting. But what I will say is, sending the Revolution quick, so let's go do it.
That was really quick.
Should we go and do it?
Yeah.
Let's go.
One thing before we do that.
Hold on, my arm's hurting.
Just before we go and do Revolution, one thing, we've said it, and we'll keep saying it, e-tickets. How long did it take for my phone to scan?
Ages.
It was about 15 or 20 seconds. Now, my phone is near enough brand new. I only got it a couple of months ago and it's a new iPhone. So it's not anything to do with my photo. Granted, the screen might be a bit grubby, but if everyone's having that, it's not great. Now, Avalanche, it doesn't really matter because you can batch 2 to 3 trains worth before you get to the air gates. On the big one, when it's right at the air gates, it is an issue.
Talking of the big one, it's currently closed.
Revolution it is. So we've been on Revolution, short queue. Hate those stairs. Other than that, again, not much to say about it that hasn't already been said. Still enjoy it.
Yeah.
Still one of the best coasters here, I think.
Fair enough. Big one was closed whilst the Sidemen YouTube channel is a bit bigger than ours, like a lot bigger than ours, are here filming on it, so it's now open, which is good. And yeah, the rev was decent, so time to do the big one.
Oh, what that should
be. We've just been on a big one then, and contrary to belief from some certain outlets to keep writing about the big one because its computer system did what it's designed to do. It didn't keep stopping on the lift hill. It didn't keep having evacuations. There is a lot that I could harshly say about the journalists that keep writing about the big one all the time and putting out these ridiculous clickbait articles about it, stopping when there's a good reason for it to stop. Now, a couple of weeks ago it stopped because a ride-up chose to hit the e-stop button because the wind had picked up. So they evac the train because the train probably wouldn't have made it back. Now, did they do the right thing? That's debatable. They maybe should have ran it and let it roll back and, you know, get them off the evac platforms that are a lot lower than the lift hill. But the one where it stopped because there was a sensor issue, guess what? That's what it's designed to do. If there's a sensor issue, then the computer's designed to stop the train. And that's exactly what it did. So
if there's something wrong, or it thinks that it perceives there's something wrong, it will stop it.
Exactly.
It has to do that, because otherwise, if you let it go and there is something wrong, you don't even want to think about what happens if something is wrong.
No.
It's safe than sorry. As far as the reliability from the big one goes, I've been on that ride 1,000, maybe 1,500 times in 20 odd years. I think I can.
I wouldn't like to count how many times I've done it.
No, someone here could be a contender for the 10,000 rides award.
I wouldn't be far off.
I've seen someone posting about Fury.
Brian, rest in peace, Brian, proper legend of Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Big one, Brian. Unfortunately, he's gone, but he's not forgotten. Like I say, rest in peace, Brian. He literally counted every ride he ever did on the big one. He literally wrote down every ride, and he was well over 10,000.
That's about 13,000,
something like that. And then there's also the twins that are here a lot when they do the big one. And again, they've got a notebook. They must be over 10,000. When I'll be honest, like I know a lot of people count coasters. When I got to, oh look, there's a ride that always stops at the lift hill going up to the top and going over the top.
I would actually laugh if it
stopped now. Then this is getting edited. No, it's like when I first went on it, it was a big thing for me. Like 2004, first time I went on it, and then every time after it for about 5 or 6 years, I literally counted how many times I was going on it. And I got to 1,000 in 2009 and then stopped counting. I wish I hadn't, because I reckon we've had
famous now.
How many ERTs have we had on it?
Oh, about 6.
So, you know, I reckon
15 rides a time.
I mean, I often read that people post on Twitter and say, oh, I've been on it 4,000, 5,000 times. But I've not seen them going on it as long as I've been going on it and as long as Brian was going on it and other people. So I just think that I must be 5,000, 6,000 on it easily. I don't know, I really don't know. I wish I knew. I do wish I knew. I wish I counted. But in all those times since 2004 that I went on it, I have never had an evac off the lift hill.
No.
I have walked up the lift hill 4 times.
Yeah. Paid for that privilege.
But I've paid for it every time. I've had evacs off the brake run at the end, but that was because the ride had overheated and it was a hot summer's day. But I've never had, like, you know, I'd love to have an evac from 200 foot with no harness. I'd be crapping my pants, but I'd love to do it. But yeah, I just think I'm not going to name the outlets. I feel like naming the outlets, but I'm not going to. And they do watch some of our videos because they ring me up and say, oh, can we have your thoughts on this? And all they start quoting me. You know, I've read all my Valhalla quotes from a video in one of their articles the other week. I'm like, what are you doing? So yeah, if you're watching it, do better. That's all I'll say.
Say I've been on it 1,000, maybe 1,500 times. I've had possibly just about into double figures, maybe 15 in that time. Lift hill stops. They are controlled stops.
And they were deliberate.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if you know Pleasure Beach, you'll know that they'll do a wheel check on the big one, especially on a Saturday and a Sunday when it's busy. And on a 10 o'clocker. And it'll be around 3:30 they used to do the wheel checks on the big one. So if you knew that, you used to get in the queue for like 2:45, knowing that you'd probably get a lift stop.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had a few of them. I think I might have had 2, maybe 3 brake run e-stops in 1,500 rides. So that tells you its rate realistically of how often it does this. It's not very often. I've never ever been evacuated off it in all those times. Never off the lift hill. I don't even think off the brakes, because I think every time I've had a brake run e-stop, and it's only been a couple of times, it's just been a 5 to 10 minute delay while they come down, reset the computer, get it going, happy as Larry again, and it'll run for the rest of the day then. So to suggest any of the rides here are unreliable is realistically, or certainly unsafe, is nonsense.
I think just before we move on, what I will say is that if you are writing the Blackpool's rides are unsafe, I think take the camera back off, Mike. I think if you're writing that Blackpool's rides are unsafe and then you're taking free tickets for things like Valhalla Media Day and Journey to Hell Media Night, I just think it's a bit of a dirty tactic, really. Yes, get your clicks however you like, but, you know, just be fair. Be fair, don't be writing that a park that gives you free tickets that has a bloody good safety record, if not one of the best. Don't be writing the rides are unsafe and then sending it across the whole country to all your other outlets. I just think it's wrong. It's not fair. It's not right, it's not fair, and I think that these journalists do better. That's all I will say. Do better. By the way, a big one was good.
Pretty good.
On a lighter note, it's good. We went with row 3, it was good. Enjoyed that, it was good to get back on it. It was running with I won't say it's running with intent, they might write an article about it. It was running really, really well. We had a really nice, you know, full circuit, no lift stops, no brake run stops. Didn't get to walk down, you know. Put my fat ass in the seat, rode around it and got off where I started. There we go. Last time we went on any rides was the big one, where we were having a bit of a moan about the reports about its lift stoppages. So we've actually been filming another vlog that's coming up, which is not really anything to do with the ride, it's more to do with the food. That'll be coming on the channel in a couple of weeks. So carrying on with this vlog now, Valhalla still not open. Not that we were going to go on it anyway,
I
but
get the feeling it almost looks like it might not open today.
Well, it's 2 o'clock and it's still not open, so
I mean, it doesn't show any signs of opening.
No, it's
also
like
no one here either.
No, the trough's not full or anything, so there's no one like waiting around by it. So I don't think that's going to open today. So the park has actually emptied again now. It got quite busy. There was quite a lot of like college trips here, and I think most of them were chasing after the Sidemen, which was quite funny. But yeah, it's got empty again now, so going to go and do the Grand National if it's open. And I might do Ice Blast on the way. I've not done it this year, so yeah, I might do Ice Blast first. Genuinely think that is the quickest I've ever got on Ice Blast. Mike even had a bet with me that he could go somewhere and come back before I'd been on it, and I won. I actually got on it before he'd done what he was doing, so as you can probably see behind me, there is literally no queue for it. I walked straight on it. Ice Blast, it's not the best these days, let's be honest, but it's still nice to have it. It's still a very popular ride here at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, and for me, it holds quite a bit of nostalgic value. It's the first like really big ride that I did here. I remember going on it with my dad in like 2001 and being absolutely terrified after queuing 2 hours for it, but for that reason, I'd probably like to see it stay. However, a big gyro swing there wouldn't go amiss. Looks like I've cursed Ice Blast. First time I've been on it in 2023, and now it's just, well, it's gone down now, so I think we better move on. So, unfortunately, there is going to be no off-ride footage of it.
Next up is the Grand National. Still not the best woody in the country.
Looks busy.
You can tell it's quiet.
Busy today, busy. Taking our ride on what I still think is the best woody in the country, but I've got to be honest, I didn't enjoy that. We were on the red train. It's the first time I've been on the red train on the Grand National this year.
First time I've seen it on.
Yeah, and I've got to be honest, it was just not very comfortable. But do you know what I don't think helps? When you got to take your bag on. I just don't get it. I think there should be some sort of storage somewhere on the Grand National. For example, you couldn't take a GoPro on with 3 points of attachment, but you got to take your bag on. It makes no sense to me, and having to try and juggle that in between your legs and keep yourself in a comfortable position, it just doesn't help. But also, I just didn't think it was, you know, I really like the Grand National, but today I didn't enjoy that. It must be something with the red train, because really enjoyed it this season, but today not so much.
Again, I think this thing with the bags and that boils back to what we've been saying about Valhalla.
Yeah.
Nothing's ever really been considered.
No.
But it's the fact that you have to take some sort of device onto the ride.
Yeah.
If you don't have a pocket, you've got nowhere to put it.
No.
So
I agree.
you have to take your phone on the ride.
Yeah.
You have to, otherwise you can't go on the ride unless you get an e-ticket.
No, exactly.
A paper ticket. But you basically have to take your phone on the ride. So there's nothing to do with it.
No.
Even then, obviously I'm pretty wedged in that seat because they're not the biggest seats in the world.
No.
And I'm always just in the back of my mind, what if my phone moves in my pocket during the ride, or it gets slammed against that divider, which is quite hard. I don't fancy the what had happened to my screen.
I think it's just a consistency issue. I mean, if you've got to take your phone on and your bag on, you might as well let the people take a GoPro on, because they're actually more secure than, you know, I'm not bothered about taking a GoPro, and we've got POVs from Pleasure Beach on this channel, which are all good. They're all in 4K, they're up to date, but it's just one of those things. It's like, there's a big ban on cameras and stuff like that which are securely fastened usually on a chest harness, but it's alright to take your phone in a pocket, or it's alright to take your bag on between your legs, which is probably more dangerous than taking a GoPro and a chest harness on.
It wouldn't be hard for a bag to come out of that.
Well, no, not
when I take a bag on it, I spend half the time making sure the bag's still under my foot.
Let's be honest, the Grand National throws everyone out because of the airtime. It throws you up and down, so if it's going to throw you around, it's going to throw a bag around. So yeah, it's something that I think Pleasure Beach should definitely be thinking about. It used to have a storage area, why can't it have one now? It's about 4 o'clock and I've still not been on Icon, so I'm going to change that now and go and have a go. It's on 2 trains. It appears to be quite quiet. Enzo's on, and its biggest fans here, so I'm sure that I'll see him whilst I'm in the station. But yeah, I'm going to go and have a go on Icon now, and probably try and do a front row go on it. I don't feel like it's been ages since I last went on it, so looking forward to doing it. However, it is only a week since I went on Helix, so might have to drop my expectations a little bit for it today. But yeah, looking forward to this. I read on Blackpool Pleasure Beach's YouTube channel on their recent Icon upload that Icon's now 85 miles per hour, which is clearly a typo because Icon is definitely not 85 miles per hour. And neither's Helix, which is about 10 miles per hour quicker than Icon, but you really can tell the difference. Helix is so much better. Icon is a really good coaster here. It's obviously well loved. A lot of people see it as one of the best rides in the UK, if not the best, but for me, it's probably not even close to being top 3 or 4 at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Good coaster, nowhere near the best, and definitely not 85 miles per hour.
So, having a quick look around the Icon shop, because there's some new products here. I mean, these aren't new, but there's a few people who are interested in them for winter.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, they do look warm.
They do.
Just enveloping one of them. You get one after you've been on Valhalla.
Yeah, you'll need it.
So, we've got this t-shirt.
Yeah.
Nice.
Don't knock the mannequin off, for goodness sake.
Nice Icon logo down the back of it.
Yeah.
It is 1995. Something to mention that's been recently introduced here, because we know the part do like to listen to, do tech on feedback. Some of the feedback that was mentioned about sizes of merchandise, they now sell some of the products up to 4XL.
Oh, excellent.
So I believe this one is going to be available.
Yeah.
4XL. There's some couple of new hoodies over here. That one, which I quite like. Icon dagger, zippy. Zippy pocket. I actually have a Top Thrill Dragster hoodie similar to that, and the front pockets is very useful. Again, that's $34.95. Again, that is 4XL.
Oh, excellent.
It's me. It's too big for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's top notch that. They're doing the bigger ones. Oh, yeah, that is huge. That is
And while we're on the subject of bigger ones, about that coaster out to sea.
Oh yeah, it's happening next year. I'll show you the model and everything.
Yeah.
Okay, we also have, I think that's been about for a while, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think
Red
so.
Zips. It's been there for a while. You've got again, they've been there for a while, but they are a really nice coat. $34.95 as well. They are actually really good value because even the coat itself without the icon logo is pretty much worth that. So, spot on. And this nice black and red design there. Dagger and
Fair enough.
icon logo on the back. Again, $34.95, and nothing's any out at the moment, but I believe that one is going to be available in big. I think most of the stuff's going to eventually be available in the big sizes.
Excellent.
Which, massive thumbs up from me.
Enjoy the ride.
What's plan?
Triple Arrow, 3rd instalment.
All right, okay. It was actually the first Arrow coaster here, but third one today. So steeplechase time.
You must hold on to the grab rail until the end of the ride. Please follow instructions given by the ride operator. You must not cross the track at any time. Enjoy the ride.
The steeplechase, yeah, we went on it next to no queue really. You know, there's only about 4 or 5 people which in front, which is basically why we went on it, because it doesn't have the best capacity these days. It's, you know, the 3 horses aside doesn't really move a queue, so we don't do it that often, but I mean it's a bit of fun to get on. But how long has it got? That is the question. And what do we want in its place?
There's a bin over here. Well, there's a bin there, and there's a bin back here as well. And there's bins everywhere around steeplechase. That's where it needs to go, in the bin, and a new coaster to take its place. However, if the single rail rumours are true at the Bowlerdrome, then we can put up with steeplechase for a bit longer. But no,
Oh, we can have a dual single rail over here.
how many do you want?
5.
3 will do.
Or give us a booster bike or a jet ski coaster, or I don't know. You know, have all sorts there. There's so much space there that you could build a coaster on.
Stop being greedy.
Why? I've just got into roller coaster tycoon mode. I'll have one of them, and I'll have one of them, and I'll have one of them, and I'll have them all this year.
And I'll have the camera back. He's off duty, talking nonsense. Anyway, we're actually running out of battery, so I'm going to wrap it up, to be honest. We've not been on everything, but as you probably guessed, we are season pass holders, so we don't tend to do everything when we come to Blackpool Pleasure Beach, but it has been a good day in the sunshine. Shine!
Well, the last half an hour anyway.
Well, yeah. But yeah, it's good to be back. I don't know when, actually, yeah, I do know when we'll be back. We'll be back for the Valhalla Media Day in a couple of weeks, and then 10 days after that, we've got our Blackpool Pleasure Beach meetup, which you can still join. I will put the details in the description of this video. I need a drink.
That's going to be a fun day.
Soft drink, I need, by the way. But yeah, I need to sort that in a minute.
He's driving, I'm not.
Yeah, I don't like beer anyway. I'm just too old for that now. But yeah, might disagree. But yeah, really good day. Any particular highlights before the battery goes? Don't say steeplechase. That's
Steeplechase. No, I enjoyed Big One, to be fair.
Yeah.
Enjoyed Nickelodeon Streak.
Yeah.
Enjoyed Avalanche.
You know what? It's just good to be back.
Yeah.
Good to have a day here when there's no
Nice
queues.
quiet day.
Obviously, we don't come here as often anymore. Now we're not Pleasure Beach Experience. We're not doing like a vlog here every 2 weeks, but that might happen actually with the media day.
Well,
and
we're
then
doing
the
one
meetup.
this week, and the week after,
Yeah.
and the week after that. So yeah, vlog every 2 weeks.
Pretty much for the next few weeks. But yeah, it's good to be back. It's
And
good.
don't forget, we've got our food video to come in there somewhere as well.
Yes, absolutely. That will probably be just before the meetup, to be fair,
Yeah.
or maybe just after Valhalla. Who knows? But it'll be in May for definite. But that's all for today. If you have enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up because it really does help the channel. And yeah, drop us a comment too. But if you could give us a thumbs up, honestly, it helps so much. It helps the channel to grow. Can you help us get to at least 200 likes? That would be a massive help. It really would. So that's all from us today. Many thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video.